Cares on me recorded by StreamYard. Hello, everybody. Gary here, back in with another episode of Bugz2men, episode 2023, episode 3, Evolve into a Higher Existence, Shin Kamen Rider Discussion. And you can tell, Reggie's not here, because, well, Reggie couldn't see the movie, because the state of California doesn't like him in movie theaters, apparently. So, Reggie, thank you for letting me run this show, and I promise the first guest I'm about to introduce did not steal your job. You'll always have a job here. Hi, Dresden.
Reggie, you can have your job back once you meet my demands. Demand number 1, like 5 more custom figures. Demand number 2, we got to take Gary out back behind the woodshed.
Oh, no.
Once we handle both of those, you're welcome back on the show. In the meantime, welcome to your new evil mage overlord.
Anyway, person down below me, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, everyone, I'm Tali. Most people call me Talisman. No, wait, other way around. Anyway, have you ever heard of Samurai Troopers? No, I'm not very particularly involved with the tokusatsu community these days. Those days kind of came and went as I ran out of time and also money, but I'm still here, and I actually did see the movie, which puts me ahead of Reg for once in my life.
Well, Dan. And we also have this very stylish bastard that's right there. No, that's Dresden.
Probably be me, I'm assuming, unless you're pointing at this very stylish profile picture above me.
Give Malunas on Twitter your money at MALUNIS.
Yes, you should
He still exists?
Yes. He does a Also, watch Soto Pop on Twitter or on YouTube, not on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter too, because they do like good recaps of everything. But Candy Toy News, Soto
true.
Pop, not sponsored. Just trying to steal Gary's job, even if that means I have to tank this whole show with me. But yes, guy below me, who you cannot see me pointing to because I don't have a camera on, Will.
Yes, hi, I am Will. Nice to see you all. Nice to be here.
So, fun fact, I did a show with Will last year talking about STCC, but before that, Will was the man, the myth, the legend behind RRR The Streets. He has his own show, which we'll get to later, and he's just a very cool dude who puts up with my existence. So, all right.
Yeah.
So enough lollygagging. We're here to talk about Samurai Troopers. So Ride of the Wildfire. I'm only kidding. I did enough of that with Carl and Rob over at Took It On that 2 years ago now, or last year rather. I don't
Hey,
remember.
35th anniversary is this year. Just letting you know, I'm absolutely on board if you ever want to go in depth there.
Don't remind me. I need to get off my small figures. Anyway, so Shin Kamen Rider. Where to start? When the movie
Let's start from the end and work backwards. I mean, come on, that's what everyone always expects you to start at the top and then just go to the end. Like, I don't know. Throw a curveball.
Well, I mean, the credits were very well done.
Yeah, I like that the theme song was there.
I
And see, look,
that.
it works because the theme song is at the end of the movie. See?
So I
Both of them.
missed that because my friend and I ended up getting up and leaving the theater before they played the theme song.
You fool!
I got yelled at. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I'm trying to get you fired. Either from this job or like on with a sniper rifle. I'm not quite sure which.
Use a trebuchet.
I mean, listen.
Yeah,
listen.
but then I'd like have to build the trebuchet and like
No.
at that point, if I'm building something on my own, I'd rather just make a guillotine. Google that, kids. It's actually very easy to make a guillotine.
It's true. I once made one out of tinfoil.
I have the power of the undead in my hand.
Yeah,
And,
Gary's got the blicky in his hand, I think. Good
I
luck with that.
I have the Garen router, and I also have 2DN drivers because I hate myself.
I have 501 drivers. I have the power of all of the AI in my possession.
So you can generate crappy images really quick?
No, the good AI. Yes,
okay.
the fictional and Android AI.
Yeah, the slightly more dystopian AI.
Yes. The ones that are powered by like a scorpion or like this dead skeleton shit, but we're not talking about 01 real time.
We're talking about
I still have
Kamen
not
Rider.
seen that movie. All right, so
It's Tokushoutsu, Gary. Come on.
Yeah, come on. That one's like so easy.
It's like you're American.
You don't have to
You have a
torrent
streaming
anything.
service. Go.
It's on Tubi. You don't even need an account for that.
No. It's on
Listen.
Shout Factory's website. You don't even need to go to Tubi for that.
Yeah.
listen to
exactly.
me. I have too many shows I'm juggling right now. I'm juggling Manifest. I'm juggling Common. I'm driving. I'm juggling.
Okay. Here's the
Ultraman.
thing.
Yeah.
This is one 90-minute movie.
Yes.
It's not
It
a
is.
season of Manifest.
No, it is an hour and a half. And it's actually, like, after a point, is actually in real time. So you can say that you're basically watching 24, but it's Kamen Rider.
Wait, 24, the Kiefer Sutherland show?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that takes place,
He was actually
real time.
considered to be in real time, but the scheduling conflicts, I couldn't get him. So
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Shin Kamen Rider. When the movie was first announced, what were y'all's first thinking? Like, I thought it was going to be kind of interesting because at the time it wasn't even confirmed that it was coming out here in the States. So the fact that we got a full-length Kamen Rider movie here in the States was mind-boggling.
mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing was that I've never seen Evangelion. I know I'm a fake anime fan because I've never seen Evangelion, which is apparently one of the best animes ever created.
I've seen the first episode, so don't worry. I'm kind of like right behind you.
I've seen it.
Oh,
It sucks.
God,
I
I
hate
was
it.
too obsessed with that back in 2005, 2006.
Oh, cool. So we have the full spectrum then of never seen it, saw once, loved it, and then me absolutely despising that show.
Interesting.
Oh, see, like
I'm not going to say I blame you for not liking. It's very much an acquired taste. It's like Marmite. No one? No? All right, moving on.
all American, I think.
I have no idea. But so like, what was it? 2 or 3 years ago during COVID, I actually sat down with Chenix and we watched Shin Godzilla. That movie was, to put it lightly, a mindfuck.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there's goes our PG-13 rating. If I manage to curse now.
I know you gotta keep it to shit. We get one shit in a stream. Well, now
You just said
And
it
we're
twice.
already over it.
yeah, we're already over. I'm sorry, I messed it up.
God damn it.
So it's all good. All right. So Tali, what did you think? Since you're not really into Tokyo anymore, what did you think from an outsider's perspective? Since you haven't, like I said, watched a lot of Kamen Rider recently.
I wouldn't
Kamen
exactly
Rider
call
outsider's
myself.
perspective?
I wouldn't exactly call myself an outsider. Just okay. I'm more or less like right there on the border. Anyway, obviously the part that caught my there's my dog. The part that caught my attention the most was having Hideaki Anno attached, and okay, yes, I did watch Evangelion. Like, oh God, that was 15 years ago now. Where's my life gone? I haven't seen Shin Godzilla or Shin Ultraman, but I'm familiar enough with his directorial style and just general style because if you weren't aware, he actually worked on the original Sailor Moon anime, particular seasons 2 and 3, which was S and R, or R and S. Flip them. So, it's not a particularly big secret that the man is absolutely obsessed with older tokusatsu series. Who can blame him? But the part where it actually was announced for US release and then absolutely no communication given until like the absolute last minute, that was what really caught my eye. I was like, okay, you know what? I will try to make an effort to see this. And I do not regret it. I have my issues, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dresden, what'd you think?
Like right when this was announced, or the actual movie itself? Are we getting into
right
when it was announced?
Yeah.
So I was cautiously pessimistic back then because coming off of like me not enjoying Amazons and then being like, oh, this is another darker, more adult take on Toku. I'm just like, so it's probably just gonna be like all like gratuitous blood and violence for the sake of violence. And spoilers, yes on the first, no on the second. But yeah, it really took until like I actually saw Shin Ultraman to be like, oh, this actually might be good, and we might actually I might actually enjoy this one, and I did.
That's good. Will, what did you think when it was first announced?
Well, when I first heard about it, I was honestly kind of excited about it because I've been low-key waiting for Toei to kind of start doing stuff like this, where they like do like reboots and because this is what I imagine is like their big budget reboot of Kamen Rider, and just kind of like doing it in a way, kind of like create a new entry point to Rider that isn't a show from the 70s. And so I was personally very excited because I haven't really seen too much of the Showa series. So I wasn't too familiar with Ichigo. But yeah, I mean, I was personally stoked with it. And then once I had seen Shin Ultraman earlier on in the year, and I found out the same guy was going to be doing Shin Kamen Rider, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of know what to expect now, and if it's anything like Shin Ultraman, then I'm down for this, because I really enjoyed Shin Ultraman, and that's I don't keep up with Ultraman regularly, so I think that kind of says a lot, when someone who doesn't typically care about a certain show can actually find enjoyment in it. But yeah, man, I've been excited for this movie, and I'm really glad they actually bit the bullet and tried showing it over here.
It's funny because I said this the last time you recorded when we talked about Once and Always. I've become more of a more recent convert to the Holy Church of Ultraman. Because shout out to Vaughn, aka Mr. Grouper 92. I got Gaia, I have Tiga, I have Dinah, I got X, I have Orb, I have G, and I have Rube. And this is also partially Dresden's fault as well, because poster Dresden last year, the year before, you told me to start watching Ultraman, and then I just bought stuff on Amazon.
Good.
It's okay, because Chinese thing is solid. Because last week Best Buy had a massive sale on Ultraman stuff, and I have X, I have 2 other Ultraman series coming to me as well. Those are the Key Ranger keys, but more on that later. So let's get into the main bulk of the movie. It starts out very bloody. It starts out very violent.
Yeah, that was it was a little bit of a shocker, if you will.
Yeah. It's also funny because I went with my buddy Sean. Sean's never seen Kamen. Well, he's seen one episode of 01 and laughed at it the entire time about that because he thought it was really bad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So when he saw the opening fight, he was like, "What the actual hell am I watching?" And he thought it was actually really cool, like all the cinematography and everything. I will say this much: I have one major complaint. I didn't like the pacing at all.
No, it was kind of all over the place when it came to that, which is unfortunate.
Like, when it came to pacing, and Will, don't get mad at me for this. The pacing felt like I was watching Operation Overdrive.
I mean, just because things were happening very quickly.
Yes, and there was little to no exposition. Like,
well, I do want to say this. There is a very different way this was presented as opposed to like Shin Ultraman, because like when you went to go watch Shin Ultraman, they had like a 5 or 10 minute little it was like a backstage behind the scenes segment with like the creators, the directors, all of them just kind of like talking about Ultraman and just kind of giving you the rundown on who this person is, and just kind of like, okay, this is what Ultraman does, this is how he is, this is the impact he's had in Japan, and so here's this movie. And then you cut to this movie and you get the Toei logo and cut to the middle of a bike chase where he already has his belt and powers and all that. And it's like, oh, okay. That's different. That's different than what Shin Ultraman was doing, I guess. So it does feel like more of a movie where you're kind of like thrown into it, as opposed to where it just like starts. And that works for some things. Plenty of toku shows do stuff like that all the time, where they start in the middle of the conflict. But I don't know. I feel like for what they were going for with this movie, it's kind of really risky to do something like that, because you're assuming a lot of your audience, because you have to go in with the mindset that this is kind of like a reboot and an entry point for new fans of Kamen Rider. And so when you're just hopping in and they're already on, they're in the middle of a bike chase, and you just kind of have to quickly recap what just happened to this guy. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Tali, what do you think?
So, yeah, the pacing throughout the movie is just absolute chaos, and it's really well exemplified in the first 10-15 minutes. I do not consider this a bad thing, at least for how it starts. Shin Kamen Rider is an extremely emotional movie, so just starting out as chaotic as it does, it gives you a good insight as to just how Hongo feels. Like, he's thrown into this with absolutely no context whatsoever. One day he's out riding his motorcycle, and next thing he knows, he's on an operating table. Now he's a robot Bugman. I also appreciate how just obscenely violent it starts out with, and the rest of the movie never quite touches that. It's grounding you in the same perspective as Hongo himself has. Oh my God, what the hell did I just see? What did I just do? Mm-hmm. But as he becomes more acclimated to it, it just doesn't faze him as much. And Anno's hardly the first person to ever do this, but I do appreciate just that being our grounding point, like exactly where we come in. Just the confusion and the violence of everything is... Oh God, I don't want to sound too hoity-toity here. It's hypnotic, maybe? I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, though, like, because it definitely does convey that.
Yeah,
it definitely does feel chaotic in those first few minutes.
It's honestly, the first 15 minutes are probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, just because of how it plays out. Not that the rest of the movie itself isn't good. It is good. I'm not going to say it's great, because it's kind of not, but it's good.
Yeah.
First 15 minutes, though, that is absolute gold. I that immediately hooked me in. And this is coming from someone who has not seen the first series outside of the first 4 episodes now. I think I've been watching on Tubi. Anyway, so someone who just has the most basic knowledge about Kamen Rider 71, the broad strokes of it all. This was a really good way to just go in, at least for me. But again, I've got about 10 years in this fandom and general knowledge of it, so I don't know how it would be for someone who's absolutely new. But for me, that was just perfect.
Yeah. Dresden, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, because like, I mean, kind of echoing what Tali said, like it is, especially since this is like a full, like, you know, theatrical movie and not a TV episode where you have to, like, you know, get someone in 30 minutes to want to come back in, you know, in a week. Like the opening that they did was just kind of, you know, throwing everything in, and, you know, now you're again seeing things from the perspective of Hongo, of just, you know, what the hell happened? What the hell is this? Oh God, I just punched a hole through that man's face. But it is like the perfect kind of encapsulation of, oh right, this man's like strength and ability to punch things is measured in tons.
Yeah.
And
also,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like, yeah, starting off there, and then kind of, you know, then going into the scene in the barn where you get that little glimpse of, you know, body horror of him opening up the helmet.
I should have touched on that. Now
And
keep
like,
going.
Seeing his hand under the glove, and just, you know, then get going from that into, you know, the exposition of what the hell happened to me. That works so much better when you've actually seen what he can do versus like him, you know, getting like pulled off of an operating table and being like, "Hey, you've got this, and this, that, and the other. Now let's go fight people."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think also another cool point was when they're in like the shocker base and they're facing off against the bee woman, and then out of nowhere, Hongo just jumps into the air and does like a spinning rider kick and just destroys the entire building. I'm like, that's actually pretty metal right there.
Right?
Yep.
Just human bulleted himself into the freaking building.
And
He can't save you on the roof. Joke's on you. We have a helicopter.
No, I don't think it was a helicopter. I'm pretty sure it was a plane or a UAV of some kind, because I saw an actual wingspan there. Yes, I'm the kind of person who notices these things. Have you seen my Twitter?
Yeah.
Not recently, no. I follow a lot of people.
That's fair.
Same. But I will also say this much. I loved all the kaijin designs. They were all equally freaky and very, very convincing.
Yeah, they were kind of like armory too, which was kind of cool.
I'm going to say the weakest was easily Bat, but I've got a lot of
I'd agree with that.
hang-ups when it comes to that one anyway.
No,
Yeah.
Bat was just evil Sokichi Narumi. Bat was great in that respect.
No, I'm not okay, I'm not saying that it's just like bad. We'll get to that, but anyway, okay, compared to how mechanical or biomechanical everything else is, he kind of comes off as strange, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just kind of the outlier. He's
the most unique of the bunch.
Because he's a mammal, not a bug or arachnid person. So he's, you know, getting spliced with that different DNA that makes him, you know, more of a werebat than a robobat.
All right, I will give you that.
And also, again, he's literally like that suit, that hat, played by Father Shijima from Movie War 2010, that played the dummy Dopant that was faked Skull. That man is just a dark mirror of Narumi Sokichi, and it's perfect. And yes, I'm harping on this because Sono isn't here too.
We love you,
because
Sono.
Someone's got to bring this up if they're not here.
Yeah. What I will say is also, when it comes to the overall character, like, not design, like the character, like, portrayals, I loved Hongo's. I did not care for, oh my god. I almost said Hajime, but Hajime is from Chalice from Blade.
Ichimonji?
Ichimonji. I did not like Ichimonji.
I'd say like I'm the opposite. I really liked Ichimonji, and I didn't really care for Hongo.
I like them both.
Ichimonji didn't get enough.
Yeah,
time
I
to
didn't
shine.
like hate Hongo, but I'd say out of the two writers, I like Ichimonji more. He was just more charismatic for me. And that's kind of why I liked him.
That's fair. Like, my biggest thing also is I kind of wish they actually showed a full henshin sequence outside of,
Yeah, is the henshin just like the helmet? Because I feel like he had the suit on the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like every time he would do it, I feel like his trench coat would blow, and it's like, oh yeah, the suit's already there, so it looks like the helmet's just kind of forming. So I'm
Well,
like,
no,
oh, okay, that's just your clothes all the time now.
Well, no, the henshin is, the kind of evil-looking, bata arm that we saw in that one like opening scene.
Oh,
We
yeah,
just don't see the rest of it because he's constantly wearing, a full, biker leathers and gloves.
Yeah,
There is a full henshin that the suit is obstructing us from seeing.
yeah.
And it's where they get the weird face scar. Sorry, sinuses.
Yes.
The weird face markings and all that start forming in their
Yeah.
skin. That's the actual metamorphosis. The suit is more or less to actually
It's like a
contain and
containment.
direct the power. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, because the whole thing on the face, that's from the manga, right? That's what
Yes,
I've
that's
been
the
told.
that's his surgical scars.
Yeah, okay. Because when that started happening, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Well, now we're rated R. Come on now, Will.
Yeah.
Let's go for NC-17.
Yeah. Please don't. Please don't. We don't need to do that for
No.
Ryder, please.
Gary, keep your shirt on. Keep your
Contain
pants on.
yourself, Gary. Jeez.
Or at least don't
This
stand up.
movie-
We're already getting flagged for strong language. You can't be getting flagged for nudity, too.
What about
Jason-
violence?
Well, if you want violence, Gary, can you open your window a little bit?
Yeah, just turn
Listen,
a little bit to the
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can
I
just lean
just
forward a
need
little
someone
bit.
with like a little red dot, like laser pointer, just off screen.
Justin, I love you too, my friend. I will say this much also. I loved how in like the fight scenes you heard a little bit of the original Kamen Rider intro. That was pretty cool. Like I said, I'm an idiot and I left before the credits ended, so I didn't hear the original theme song. So I'm hoping to God that we get a physical media release for this because I need to hear the original theme song.
Discotheque or Shout Factory, someone get on that.
Ideally, discotheque.
Yeah, I feel like I would want Discotheque to do it because what they're doing with Black and Black RX is already like leagues above anything else we've been getting.
That may or may not be a news story that we cover in a little bit here.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing. Ooh.
Dude, you're saying
So exciting.
Yeah.
Also,
you're
Just
Yes.
one quick thing, because I feel like we're moving away from the OGS conversation.
Yes.
They really peaked at Spider.
oh yeah.
They showed their strongest out of the gate, and then as much as I am again, evil Narumi Sokuchi is peak character design.
Mm-hmm.
Still a step down from Spider.
Slight disagree, Wasp, but keep going. Keep going.
Hachi Og, also good. Sasori Og, I could feel in my bones Sono from halfway across the country turning into a screaming lesbian when she was on screen.
She wasn't the only one.
And I really, really want to know what the hell happened between Shin Ultraman and now, where main giant girl suddenly is now a shocker cyborg. Was she a plant? Was she, like deep cover? Did she fall out with them?
Yes,
Why is
all of it?
Yes. There is some canon and some plot going on off screen that we really need to get some licensing together so that way we can explain.
Yeah. I will say though, I was surprised that they just totally killed Sasori off screen and just let the humans take care. Like I want to know why the directors got such beef with freaking Sasori to just kill it off screen. Like that's weird.
That's what I was hinting at when I was talking about the pacing. Like, if you guys want, like, and this isn't a knock against like Hideaki Anno. Anno's a freaking madman. The man's worked nonstop for 30 years. He's done like banger after banger after banger of like TV show, movie,
just so on so all forth. Bangers,
Yeah. He's pretty much like the Michael Bay of Japan in some ways.
Yeah, let's find a better comparison, Gary. There's two explosions. That's very few.
James Cameron?
Better?
No.
No.
I feel like we're hitting two different extremes, but we understand what you're trying to say. He's very good at his job.
Maybe Spielberg. Maybe Spielberg.
Not quite. Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, and I'm just going to I'm going to compare him to Michael Bay because from what I've seen, Michael Bay has ways that he does things with filming. For example, massive explosions in Transformers movies versus Hideaki Anno. Like Dresden said, there were 2 explosions. There was a lot.
That was Will. Thank you for the credit.
Well, thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
Fine.
Sorry, I'm still half asleep. I've been up for like 2 hours. And
you're good.
But what I would say is, it's also very nuanced in the fact that we had a Matrix like fight. We had entire building being destroyed by a man kicking. There was like a Super Saiyan style fight between Ichimonji and
best fight of the whole movie.
Hongo.
Oh, 100%.
Best fight of the whole movie, easily.
Yeah, because you could actually see it.
Yeah, it was really great.
Okay, I get what you're going for, and the thing that I really want to draw attention to is attention to detail, because both he and Bay, for all of Bay's flaws, Kamen Spider, I'm sorry about this. You can yell at me later. For all of Bay's flaws, he had, especially if you go to his non-Transformers movies, like The Rock and Ambulance, and even Armageddon, there's a lot of nuance and a lot of gritty detail, not just in environment, but in characters and actions, just small details. That's where Anno absolutely shines. And it kind of falls apart when you put it together into a big picture.
Right.
Yeah.
The cinematography I thought was also very good as well. I liked the number of fight scenes that we did get. But just to reiterate everyone's point, you have a very important kaiju in the form of the Sasori Og, and you kill her off screen. Why?
Yeah. I mean, like, they set her up for such a cool sequence too.
Yeah.
Because like the way that entire like bit was shot with her getting out of the car, like all of that was like so like well shot. And then you find out like all that style and flair just kind of culminated in nothing, because you just like look around and everyone around her is dying. And so it's like, oh, so even though she looks like super cool like this, she's about to die. And it's like, That's certainly a choice, I guess. Usually it's the other way around. If you're like looking super cool and like showing off your powers, everyone around you is dying, not everyone. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I also will just be fully transparent here. I'm mixed on Ruriko.
That's the daughter, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
yeah, that's the doctor's daughter.
I have not been able to remember her name, so thank you for reminding me.
What can I say? Ano's gonna Ano in regards to Ririko.
I'm mixed on her for the simple fact is I understand why she exists, but I kind of didn't like the fact that they killed her off halfway through the movie.
I feel like her and
Ririko,
Hongo
no,
didn't-
she made it up to the third act at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was that. Yeah, she was like climax of Act 2, and I will still say immediately after that, they literally had Hongo tell us to camera, she's not dead.
Well, no, not.
Which,
Okay, yeah, I guess climax of Act 2.
yeah,
Climax of Act 2, start of Act 3.
yeah, because like to me, Act 3 was like
The
kicked
whole
off-
shocker base, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, kicked off by like that. Maybe okay. I guess like end of Act 2 would have been like Ichimonji fighting and then taking out KK Slider. I'm sorry, KK Og. Would have been a totally different movie if suddenly there's just a dog playing an acoustic guitar.
Okay, no, yeah, I had my sequence of events mixed up. I get where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like again, like immediately afterwards, they're just like, "Oh, she's not dead," and then you see her, during the fight with,
Zero
Go. Yep, we see her. Hongo puts the helmet onto him, and she's in there being like, come home, stop this, and he's just like, there's not enough room in the helmet for 3 people.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. The helmet's pretty big.
Yeah, but also
like, you get a solid
it fits all that
turbine in
luscious
there.
hair, so
Yeah.
Yeah, and considering that, like, in the manga, like, when Ichimonji is introduced there, he's the shocker, he's the shocker rider that's actually the one, like, with had that, where Hongo is pinned under the motorcycle and there's just the guy unloading a machine gun into him?
Yep.
That was Ichimonji in the manga.
Oh.
And so Hongo does not, like he does in 71, go off to America, broke both his legs.
Yeah.
No, he is a brain in a jar for a decent chunk of the manga once Jumanji's introduced. And doing that by just having him be like, a soul in a helmet instead. First of all, immediately pulls away any comparisons to a Hokkaido that I would have absolutely been making, because Jesus J, or J into K, was absolutely like a weird amalgam of like, Robot Detective K, and also like when you see him, he is that half and half kind of a face where it's like, oh, are we getting Shin Kamen as a spin-off to this one? That's just folding in Robot Detective K as his backstory? I'd be down for that. Throw a morality circuit into him and be like, oh god, what did I just do?
Also, Tommy Lulu.
TK Tommy Lulu in the chat.
Yeah, she said she reminded me a lot of Izu from 01. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Slightly more.
I haven't really gotten very far into 01. So.
Uptight. Slightly more uptight, Izu.
And you let us yell at Gary for like 15 minutes about him having not watched Real Time?
Okay, so do I really have to point out the obvious here? Because like it's Ano. You know where this is going, or you know where this is coming from. All right, so I'm the only one who actually saw Evangelion and actually enjoyed it. Okay, she's the way, basically. It's it's something that Ano keeps coming back to. Just the emotionless girl, because she was more or less the blue. Well, not quite, because Hotaru from Sailor Moon S. Anyway, did I mention he worked on that one? No, the stern, motionless girl, that's just an archetype he likes to play around with constantly.
No,
I can't blame him. But no, that's especially in regards to giving the lead a connection to everything that's happened before him. Ray being the original test pilot for the Avas, and of course Rico being Doctor. I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm very yes, Midorikawa. Green. Why do I not remember? Anyway, Midorikawa's daughter is and a biological CPU or whatever the hell the phrase was. It's a very similar archetype and role.
Yeah.
So again, if you're familiar enough with the rest of Anno's works, you'll see quite a few parallels in Ryu's tropes, which of course not a bad thing. It tells you more or less
they're all about Ryu's.
reusing tropes, reusing suits, reusing pretty much everything.
Whatever we can
no part goes unused. But yeah, you know generally what to expect from who and what. It's just always fun to see how it's played with. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Trying to think what else. I liked how this movie A was set in 2023, but also I love the KK whatever K.
Kamakiri.
No, I'm talking about the robot.
No, K the robot or Kamakiri Chameleon the Og.
Which I didn't know he was voiced by Shin Kamen Rider.
Okay, so K the robot. Yes.
Yeah. K the robot. Someone
Sorry.
told me that afterwards. I was like, oh, that's exciting. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a very nice surprise.
See, I'm slowly making my way through Shinkenger, and I am loving every second of it, which is no surprise when you consider one of my favorite show of all time is.
It's a good Sentai
that
series.
song's in my head now. Thanks, Tali. I appreciate it. The powers in the armor. Well, that's a show I do want to talk about here. Like I said earlier, I've already talked about that show ad nauseum on Tokudon with Sis Echoes and Craig Carl. I'm going to talk to Reggie about getting him to watch because it's only 39 episodes. If we do an episode about it, I would like to have you back on, Tali. And you guys can come back on if you want. Will and Dresden, you guys want to watch it as well. It's 39 episodes. It's fantastic. It's on TV.
Oh, no. You don't understand. I ain't going to be talking about 39 episodes. I'm going to be talking about the 39 episodes plus the 3 OAVs because Message is the single most important piece of media ever created, God damn it, and I will kill on that hill. I will not die on that hill. I will murder. Sorry.
It's okay. I will also say this much. I just while we're on the Ronin Warriors tangent, Raya was best boy, Sage is close second. I don't like Sai is fifth. Sorry. And then Kento and Rowan are interchangeable. And then there's Talpa. But anyway, back to the movie.
And we're back.
I'm coming back to this just so you know. At the end of this, I'm coming back to this, and I will rip you a new one. Let's keep going on.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What else is there to really discuss? The belt is very nice. The suit. I loved all the suits. It's like.
What did you guys think of the prana as a concept? Because I know that was a new concept for the movie.
It's not a new...
Kamen Rider morphing grid.
Kinda. Yeah, that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
My buddy Common Stranger actually brought this up. It's not an entirely new concept.
It isn't?
No.
Okay.
So you have Tsuburaya's Catholicism occasionally playing into his works, Ishinomori was not quite a believer, but he had an interest in what's called Gaia theory. I forgot to do some reading up on that before we started here, but
Wait, is
that's where
Shinomori?
Ishinomori, yeah.
But Ultraman's the one that is like Gaia theory all up and down and left and right and everywhere. Like Ultraman Z is just Gaia theory.
Listen,
Ultraman's
that is-
Gaia.
That was after Subaraya, though, wasn't it? Like that was Subaraya passed in. God, sorry, I'm surprised. I am very, very barely connected to Ultraman. I know it's a sin. I'm working on it. I promise. I just got a lot to juggle. But
You're fine.
anyway, no. That's where the prana comes from because I want to say if it wasn't mentioned once or twice in the manga, it's just something that Ishinomori occasionally worked in.
Mm.
So
I'm reading the Gaia theory stuff right now, and it does look very samey. So it makes sense. That's kind of a cool inclusion in that way.
Yeah.
Just kind of a nice little subtlety to it.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the morphing grid.
No, it is. I'm surprised it didn't bring people back to life.
I mean, it kept two of them from dying.
It did keep them from dying.
I'm surprised that Hongo died at the end.
That did catch me by surprise. Like I was,
yeah.
It had me right up to the very last minute. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't too hot on that.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, we follow this dude for the whole movie, and you're just gonna kill him at the end. That's kind of sucky.
Yeah.
But I understand what they were trying to do with Ichimonji.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I get it, but it was just kind of like, oh, that's unfortunate.
we were driving back from the theater, my friend and I actually had to explain to him like that's a reference to the original show where Hongo's actor left the show because he broke his legs, and Hayato took over as the main Kamen Rider for what was it, like 20 episodes or something?
I think it was actually most of the back half of the series.
Pretty much, yeah.
But no, that actually does bring to mind something I want to touch on.
Sure.
After we're done with this,
Sure.
or whenever we're done with this particular subject. Anyway, but yeah. So if I remember right, the entire reason that Hongo had to be sidelined in the original series is that his actor Hiroshi Fujioka, thank you. I don't know why last night I couldn't remember Ben Affleck's name. That's how bad it is for me.
He broke
Fujioka,
both his damn legs.
Yeah, broke both his damn legs because he was doing his own stunts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings to mind one of the weaknesses, quote unquote, of the movie is part of the problem with the pacing is everyone is constantly gearing up and taking their helmets off and pretty much repeating the entire playtime or runtime. And as I understand, that's because of a studio mandate for the face actors to also work as suit actors, which really broke the pacing because they wanted them to be there doing these stunts, doing the
in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
So there wouldn't be a whole lot of downtime between that and helmet off exposition.
Okay, so they didn't want to hire a second unit, basically.
More or less, yeah. So
okay, that's cool, I guess.
With that in mind, how do we all feel about that?
I mean, that definitely adds a lot of clarity to why things are the way they are then, if that is the case.
The countless smash cuts and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, I mean, it saves us from what I call Lupin Ranger syndrome, where in Lupin Ranger, Lupin Blue is so much shorter than Lupin Red, and then out of suit, Toma is so much taller than Kairi.
Yeah, yeah.
Kairi, is that his name?
Yeah.
Lupin Red, whatever.
I barely saw Blue Pattern, so I don't ask me.
You're not missing anything of value.
Yeah, I tried watching it, and then at PMC 2018, Shinix bought what's Lupin / Pat Ren X's chain mecha.
The
Lupin Kaiser, Ex Emperor.
Yeah, and then I bought that from him a year later. He needed the money that I ended up selling. It was this mecha just looks so bad.
Yeah, the toy does not do the suit justice.
This goes without saying, I haven't finished a Sentai since, well, not counting Gingaman and G-Ranger. My last Sentai that I watched live, I am going to get caught up on King Oja because I heard that is fantastic.
Good.
But before that,
Gary.
listen to me.
I could derail this conversation for 45 minutes with my problems with King Oja.
Yeah.
We'll say that for another episode, because I do want to talk about King Oja at some point.
Cool, I'll be back.
Yeah, you will be back with weapons and stuff. I guess final thoughts on the movie, because I think we've kind of hit all the really important stuff. It was a fun ride. Apparently, Hideaki Anno wants to do a sequel based on the final chapter of the original manga.
I mean, it's kind of set up to have a sequel, so I mean, I'm totally down.
Yeah, unlike where Shin Ultraman basically sped run the entirety of Ultra Q and the original Ultraman, this just goes through the first 11 episodes plus a bit of Kamen Rider, it's Kamen Rider 71. So we have episodes 12 through 98 to go through in a sequel.
Yeah.
So they can have
hopefully they don't do 12 through 98 in a sequel.
But we can get a full Shin Kamen Rider trilogy where in the second one it's all Hongo in the helmet talking to Ichimonji through everything.
Yeah.
And then at the very end is when they get his body back, because even in the original manga where he's a floating head in a jar, that does not last until the end. Yeah. And then third movie, Double Riders at full strength. Let's go punch a big red Nazi in the face.
Let's go Rider kick. Yay.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say this, it's obvious, and I believe Anno himself has stated as much. He's a bit burnt out between this Shin Ultraman and Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0.
Yeah.
So I do hope that before, as much as I want to see some more cool shit, I do want to make sure that he's actually rested up and capable of delivering what he wants to deliver. Yeah. Especially with Shin Kamen Rider being as successful as it is or has been. I hope they allow him a bit more freedom and try not to notarize the whole thing to death, because I feel like the choreography and pacing really could have been tightened up. Especially, again, because of the constant having to take off the helmet, put on the helmet, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they're able to address that if they decide to go forward with 1, 2, 3 more movies. Because I kind of want to see him go after V3. I really do.
I mean,
that'd be cool.
With Zero Go's belt being basically just Double Typhoon, but not fully built yet, there's absolutely, we could make a Shin Kamen Rider trilogy and then a Shin V3 capstone for it easily.
Yeah. I'm down for an entire, Shin Kamen Rider, separate universe.
God.
Just kind of revisit the Showa writers. That sounds cool.
Back a giant truckload of money up to whoever's writing Kamen Rider Spirits right now and being like, hey, the thing that you said about, not wanting to do an anime adaptation of this book? Here's money. No, okay, here's more money. No, okay, here's even more money. Now we're in business.
Okay, now we're good. Now
Yeah,
we're kicking
so-
gas.
Here's what else I'll say, because I actually just randomly thought of this one point. Were you words? What are they? Were your theaters completely full? Because mine was.
It's about half.
Yeah, mine.
Which, considering when I saw Shin Ultraman, there was like 6 people in the theater, including me.
I'd say it was, for my theater, it was about the same as when I went to go see Shin Ultraman. I think Shin Ultraman might have had slightly more, like maybe 5 more people. But it was like the middle of the theater was full, so I'd say probably like 40 people. But then again, where my theater was, it was in a parking lot of a mall, and it was Regal is where I saw it. And there was an AMC connected to the mall on the other side of the parking lot, and they were showing Shin Kamen Rider as well. So that's so just because of like there wasn't that many people, it doesn't mean there weren't a bunch of Toku fans out, because there were quite a few theaters around me that were showing it, which was cool to see. And some of them were really like huge theaters. I kind of wanted to go to a bigger one because there's like this big AMC pretty close by, but I went like right after work to go see it, so I wanted to get the closest theater, but it was a pretty decent turnout.
What about you, Tali? Was your theater full?
No, not even close. There were maybe 5 people in there, but there are some caveats. Like, because I live right in the St. Louis metro area, there were a lot of theaters that were actually showing it both on Monday and back on Wednesday. I saw it on the Monday showing, so I want to say I got like a couple of either repeat viewers or just whoever hadn't seen it on Monday. And I went to a somewhat small theater on the Illinois side of things. So, like, I'm sure if I had gone to like in a theater in St. Louis proper, especially on Wednesday, I would have seen a packed house. But where I was, it was me, and at about 6:59, 4 other people loped in.
Yeah.
So my experience is not the best reflection of turnout.
Yeah, I mean, given the fact it got a second showing, I think that generally is very promising, because Shin Ultraman didn't even get that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shin Ultraman was also in more theaters in my town than just like Shin Kamen Rider got 1 theater in 1 night.
yeah.
So what I was going to say is, fun fact. So my theater was full, like I said. But then I have another theater that's like a half hour from here that had Soul Link Chu, It Takes Two to Toku, Sentai 5, Greg, who's Spin Dash.
It was the same theater that him and Speed Racer Flubber went to.
Yup, T16 Skyhop, all those guys. Wheeljack 64. And like, I'm actually kind of pissed. I really want to. I haven't seen Sentai 5 since PMC 2018. I talked to Spin Dash here and there. I talked to It Takes Two to Toku on their stream once or twice.
Yeah.
It would have been nice, especially since I've been a fan of Speed Racer Flubber since the days of Dance Tokyo Rants. For any Tokyo old people like me. But yeah, overall, Shin Kamen Rider, fantastic movie. And now that's actually a great segue into the news, because there's a lot to cover, and not all of it is Tokusatsu related. Why? Because I make the rules here. Share screen, window. Okay, hold on. I need to fix one thing for the news. Okay, so we're gonna start off big. We're starting off bold. We're starting off with the new trademark for Kamen Rider that got revealed.
Gotchard!
Kamen Rider Gotchard. That's all we know so far. Trademark bot is goated as per usual. It's gonna be. Here's the thing, and this is just like a subtle thing that I've noticed. You have 0-1 and Kuga. 0-1 had a couple of parallels to Kuga, wherein they didn't really they were like multiple writers per usual, but the story also focused on the relationship between Izu and Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Saber had a lot of writers and
Saber
didn't
was
have
a
that
Sentai
many.
show, but yeah.
It was a borderline Sentai show, but it also kind of reminded me of Agito because it did have the one central character who was going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the amnesiac past, because where the hell did Toma? Who raised Toma?
I did. I'm his father.
You did a terrible job of it. I'm hiring a second sniper.
Don't look to the left.
Hey, Tali, you want to make $50? We'll talk off camera.
I'm kind of booked right now.
What's it called? I'm trying to think of the Ryuki parallels and Revise because I haven't watched it.
Riders partnered with monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And then Geats is more tech based like Fives was. So I'm kind of thinking Gachar's going to be card based as a parallel to Blade. At which point, I'm screwed.
I mean, the thing with these is it's really hard to infer anything. or even like
when Geats got announced, remember when Geats got announced and we all thought it was Beowulf?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I'm still waiting for my damn Dragon Sentai.
Well,
Tommy, listen, I know the rumor's card themed.
You're gonna get a 4th Dinosaur Sentai and you're gonna like it.
Don't you mean 5th?
You're right. My bad. I'm sorry. There's just so many.
Okay, now here's the thing. If Toei wants my money, they will give me. They will do a Dragon Night, and then Mecha will be dragons, and then I will just go broke because I need to buy everything. Because I love medieval lore so much. King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, all that other fun stuff. So when they announced like a Dragon Knight Sentai, I was all for it. Fallen Dino Rider season needs to happen. Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, so Gachard, we'll know more information probably within the next couple of weeks or so because what episode is Geese up to now? 40?
40 airs tonight.
I haven't even started.
I got like 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll catch up more. And that was like right when they were airing.
39
like I'll catch up eventually. And then
that's where I was.
Yeah.
I will say this, it's very, very bold of them to name a Kamen Rider after a vegetable. Okay, that one's going to require some explanation, isn't it? Chard is a vegetable that's quite popular in Northern Europe.
Yeah.
I was about to say char. I know is a fish. Like they have a fish called the Arctic char, and I know that from watching Hell's Kitchen. So thank you, Gordon Ramsay, for teaching me about fish. Moving on from there.
I don't know. It sounds like my friend's old tag team partner, Simon Gotch.
So,
shout out to the Vaudevillains.
This is also very relevant because it involves Hideaki Anno again. Shin Japan Heroes Universe Project Shin Robo got announced. It's a combination of Ultraman, Godzilla, Kamen Rider, and Evangelion.
It certainly is.
You wanted a Shin Sentai? Here's your Shin Sentai. Shut up.
Yeah.
That is literally what Anna was saying with this toy.
I'm just like...
This is the single most insane thing I have ever seen. I have absolutely no way to justify owning it.
Yeah.
But God help me, I'm glad it's happening. It's just... This is pure excess. They made a suit for this.
They made that was my biggest point of contention is they made an entire suit for that commercial.
Wait.
Yes.
This is weirder to you than Shogoken, King Robo, Mickey, and Friends?
Yes.
Don't even start with that.
Look, Disney will. What does Disney love more than money? Nothing. If they can find a way to merchandise their characters, they will. They will.
Yeah.
So right now it's on for collectibles for $235 for the full payment. Or the deposit's $150.
Ah,
What's the China release though? That might
China
be cheaper.
C15.
oh,
Deposit
save
$115.
$20. Cool.
I want to check Big Daddy real quick before you go any
God
further because I
Damn.
want to know how
It's
much.
just so expensive, man. God damn. And it's like so weird. I could never justify that much. I can't even justify that much for mecha I like.
Trust me, as somebody who owns a black and gold Ultimate Divoken,
Look, I've got the last two Ronin Warriors figures from Sentinel coming out this year. Well, one's this month, one's next month. That's going to run me $300 between them, and then I'm getting the two of the US releases for one of them because you know what? I'll talk about that some other time.
Gary, try SJHU. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I found it. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my
$350 American dollars. Jesus Christ.
So here's what I see. Normally in this case, actually no. In this case, I'd say order off of collectibles because it's cheaper, but also you can get a PayPal paying for it. Big bad you can't. Believe me, I tried.
Holy hell!
I'm. This is something that I like. If this was like a Sofuvi or something, I would absolutely be over it. But yeah, God, I don't know. Seeing it as an actual combining toy just doesn't. Something ain't working for me.
Yeah, I kind of wish, like, I understand, like, they're all like, obviously they're all different properties or whatever, but I just kind of wish there was more like synergy in like how they all like, or uniformity and just kind of how they all look, because this is like literally just cut up the pieces of all these characters and kind of glue them together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I really agree with everyone's points on this, but what I will say also is I love how the beam from Ultraman is the sword blade, and then part of Godzilla is the sword is the sword handle.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, this is so ridiculously indulgent. I can't hate it. I tried, but I can't. I can't justify that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm gonna be like,
oh, hey,
wow,
Glenn.
they really did that. And then that's kind of where it is for me.
See,
like,
what's even crazier is for me is just like when this was announced, I was like, is this like a fever dream? Did I like not sleep enough last night? No, but it got announced, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it did not seem real. And then they posted pre-order listings. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Guess we're actually doing it.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is, I don't know if you guys can see, but right here where my finger is, I actually have a Mint on Steel card purpose. Because of reasons. And now my life goal is to get is to hunt down Zeron Suffer and get him to sign it. Because he came into the joke. And also Tommy says these might be the best Reiwa series they keep with the pace. So that's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I think
too.
I still prefer 0-1 to it, but it's close. And also, like, God, anything's better than Rev Ice at this point.
Yeah.
Apparently, Vice's actor got casted in Japanese sub for Into the Across the Spider-Verse, and people are pissed. Which I don't blame them for.
Is that the one that did blackface?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Love that for him.
All right, I'm changing the topic to something better that will also drain a lot of people's wallet, including possibly myself. This.
God damn it.
So the Soul Chigoken GX72 Daizujin and GX78 Dragon Teaser are getting reissued. Now, full transparency here. So this probably will not get a US release because it's made by Bandai and Power Rangers is owned by Hasbro.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah, but they're marketing it as Megazord and Dragonzord, so they have to go through Hasbro to do that.
yeah.
Because if you look at the toy show or whatever the fuck that they announced the set, they do have Megazord and Dragonzord listed on the placards. So they're definitely leaning in on the PR marketing for this release. So we'll probably get it just like a year from now.
A year from now, and with a hell of a markup.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've already
because they can still
seen-
sell it because it's Sentai, but they're definitely
Yeah.
going to be using Megazord tags in all of their posts.
What's even funnier is Bandai is doing a lot of reissues of the SMP line so far. So they're redoing like Jet Icarus, Jet Garuda. I'm gonna call them by their Power Rangers names: Astro Mega and the Delta Megazord.
Yeah.
I think
All
they're
you
also-
had to do is drop off the word Megazord, and you got Astro. It's Galaxy Mega and Delta Mega.
Yeah.
This shows you how much of a Mega Ranger I've watched.
Tokushoutsu, man, come on.
Listen to me. We established this in the pre-show. I'm too busy watching Ultraman and Manifest and other shit. Anyway,
First off, no, I will not listen to you unless it's your resignation. In which case, yes, I will listen to that. Give me your job.
No. So this is priced at 49,500 yen. Which
Ow. Before shipping. That's before shipping.
And you know it's gonna cost at least 100 on its own just because of the weight of the freaking thing.
Exactly.
God,
oh my
no.
god. And you have to get a
So-
special box because you know it's gonna have like this really gigantic, like over the top box. Like, oh my
So
god, man, it just hurts.
right now it's $355.
I didn't know the conversion. I didn't know the conversion rate was like that right now. That's kind of lit.
It's crazy. So I bought. This was last year. I think I told you about this. I bought the CSMDN driver off of Mandarake with the binder.
Yes, you did.
After shipping, it was like $200 something.
Didn't I bully you into buying it?
Yes, because here's the thing.
Okay.
So
It was either that or the Garen Rouser, and then now here you are. You have both, so it worked out for everyone.
No. This isn't the CSM.
Oh no. That's you're right. Sorry.
I got this at TFCon.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I didn't put this in my luggage. So like, there's no way in hell TSA is going to let me do with a Japanese Kamen Rider toy. So I was smart. I asked them, if I give you guys extra cash, will you guys ship this back home for me? And they said sure. So I paid $100 for this, and it has all the cards and everything.
Nice.
So I really want to try to put Yu-Gi-Oh cards in this.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But anyway, so yeah, that is the region of it all. Mandarake is also very expensive. Also, I was going to get on this like a couple months ago. I was going to get Hello Soldier Robo from Q Ranger. That's the only mecha from that I like, and to get that plus an SICKT Blade. Garen. They wanted like another $120 shipping.
Yeah, shipping costs are fucking ridiculous right now. I tried ordering a Shoto set off HLJ. They wanted like basically the price of the set to ship it. And I'm just like, you're out of your fucking mind. And that was like, I think that was like boat, like shipping it sea mail. I'm like, y'all are out of your fucking mind. Get the fuck out of here.
Me. I still have two free. So the day that that thing happened that I told you guys earlier, I canceled all my pre-orders except for two. The figurized standard Exodia, because Exodia was awesome, and what's it called? The Real Great Epion, because I love Gundam Wing, and I'm really curious how much HLJ is going to charge me to ship that FedEx. So moving on from there, as alluded to earlier, Discotech officially announced Kamen Rider Black RX Blu-ray.
Woo! Master Rider. Master Rider.
Now introducing Fergus.
Well, didn't they put out like a cryptic tweet like earlier?
It was actually announced few months ago that they had got a hold of it, but like this was the other night was like the formal announcement that it was available for order. So that's what that was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they like said there was like a part of that thread where it kind of seemed like they were alluding to something Master Rider related being in this set somehow. So that is certainly a choice. But I mean, whatever. It's part of Kamen Rider history. You know, it's kind of it's dark past, but
See.
you know, it's it's there.
It was an interesting experiment. I didn't say good. I said interesting.
Yeah. I mean, if it weren't for that, I mean, probably a lot of us wouldn't be here. So
I know for a fact if Master Rider never happened, Sheamus wouldn't be here. Spears or Flubber wouldn't be here. Zeron's never wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have Furbus.
yeah.
But it's on the
R.I.P.
right
Vern
stuff.
Troyer.
Yeah. So Right Stuff has no. I forgot that thing exists. I had the first
So did
two
everyone
issues
else.
I had the first 2 issues and I canceled my pull from my local shop. So they have black for 47. They have black RX for 55.
I mean, that's better than the 80.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more okay paying that kind of price from Discotech than I am most other places because Discotech puts in the footwork.
That's true. I definitely, out of all of the Rider physical media releases, I've been the most inclined to buy Discotex because it looks like they're putting the effort into these releases, which I really appreciate.
I can test this in Tali. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you bought it, but going back to Ronin Warriors for a second. The second that they announced that Ronin Warriors was getting a Blu-ray release from Discotech, I'm like, give me right now. And I watched like 1 or 2 episodes on the Blu-ray, and I haven't watched anything else. But it's fantastic. They actually kept the original Japanese intro. You don't have the one that's equally as good that was on Toonami. All 3 OVAs are included. The original like Toonami commercials are on. It's actually really it's a well put together set for the price.
So I don't own the Blu-ray set. I own the Blu-ray set. I own the original Discotech releases from 2017, which were the old pre-HD footage, and I am still working on a set of the original Bandai USA DVDs. So yeah, but yeah, it is the amount of work they had to put in to just get the dub and to sync it up to the HD footage that earned them my trust forever.
Yeah.
I do wish that they had included a lot of the extras that were on the original or that were on the Japanese Blu-ray set because that was a lot of. Did I mention I can go on about this show forever? Anyway, that had the audio and CD dramas, which I absolutely love those because it introduces one of my favorite moments where Shin, who is Sai in the American version, just absolutely murders everyone. I'm not even kidding. Just the highest body count of anyone in the entire show, and it's the polite guy. So anyway,
always the polite guy, isn't it?
Yeah. But like I said, just going off what Tali and Will said, Discotech is a very good company. They've released like Ultimate Muscle from my childhood. That's out on Blu-ray. They released Shaman King, Sonic X, and a bunch of other like really obscure stuff. Mm-hmm. They even did like a full remaster of Gal Gar, which is something that I really want to check out because that intro just that theme song is fire.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna go from something bad to from something good to something that
causes. You watch your mouth, sir.
I'm missing my words. We're going from something good Something that caused a lot of controversy in the Power Rangers fandom this week.
Yeah, it was just Tuesday, Gary. Doesn't take much these days.
All you need to do is just have a differing opinion. Anyway, first look at the Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Morpher.
Yep.
I think this looks great. Like missing some paint, sure, whatever. Hasbro. Don't care at this point.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it compared to the prop, they definitely hit all the design marks that they should, and they definitely reproportion some stuff because this is made for a 5 to 8 year old to wear. Yeah,
and
man.
Like having Amelia be the ranger on the front because she's the red, and then having it demoed on the back by a girl. Having it be like legitimately the best Sentai / Power Rangers whatever Morpher changer that we've seen in years, in my opinion. Like outside of just like the swords and guns, because that's always awesome, but like for just a pure slap on your wrist and go kind of a changer. This is fantastic if we can get somebody to Reggie touch it up with some paint.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that gimmick works where it interacts with the show. I'm really interested to see how that works. The functionality of this Morpher definitely sounds better than the last few we've gotten. Because the Dino Fury Morpher, it looks fine, but functionally, it's not very good. But the
which same as the Ryusou changer, honestly.
Yeah, to be honest. And then the Dino Night Morpher, that was the superior Morpher in Dino Fury's line because I loved how it had the theme song for when they morph in it. I thought that one was really well done.
I wish they released Terek's shield as his Morpher.
Yeah, yes.
Just give me a giant
giant shield.
Void Knight shield.
So my main concern here is, and I understand it's been about 20 years between these things, but is going to be the color change gimmick, because I've seen that done a lot of times. I actually had Anakin / Vader's lightsaber from the Revenge of the Sith line that you could change the color at the push of a button, but it was a very weak blue light and a very weak red light, so it really didn't look good either way.
Yeah, I think by now we've mastered the art of 7-color LED.
I would hope so, but Hasbro does love cutting corners.
True.
This is something I once again, my Ronin Warriors bias is speaking here. I would have preferred interchangeable spheres, because I do actually own replicas of those. Because of course I do.
Yeah,
I have one as well. I have the Phoenix Utama because I was born January 12th, 93, and Hello Soldier's designation is number 12. But it's not mentioned here in the article. But there was also confirmed that Zords are referred to as Cosmic Lion, Cosmic Chameleon, Cosmic Bull, Cosmic Wolf, and Cosmic Shark instead of Swordfish.
Yeah.
At which point, everybody's favorite idiot in the Toku fandom, Ricky, aka the dude who thinks Hyperforce isn't canon.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah,
who the hell are you talking about?
Will did a whole video talking about it.
Yeah.
But he said it's not a shark. It's not a shark. It's a swordfish. Here's the thing. I mean, understand
the names always differ in the toy line anyway.
Yeah.
Because RPM it was still a chicken, but all the toy stuff called it a falcon. And it's like, no, it's not. Fuck, it is. Yeah.
By the way, if we can ever get SMPs of the Go Andra Mecha, I'd buy those because I don't feel comfortable enough getting the deluxe ones because of how fragile everything is. Same thing with Kyoryuger and Shin Kamen as well.
I'm sure we'll get there. At the very least, probably Kyoryuger, because isn't it like the 10-year? Yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary.
Just give me SMT Manji and Bowkender, please.
Yeah.
I bet those in a damn heartbeat. All right, moving on from there. More toys. Geats DX Buster QB9, which is the weapon for his final form, the name currently escapes me.
It's just Geats 9. How do you forget this?
I don't watch Geats.
Literally QB9.
Yeah, but if you follow
Geats
like
9.
more than 2 people who watch Geats, you'll see screen caps of it immediately.
Yeah, like have you not seen that henshin?
If you follow Sentai 5, you know exactly what is happening in a Kamen Rider show at any given time.
And again, God, the Geats 9 henshin kids, go watch that on YouTube or Twitter or download the episode just to skip to that henshin scene. Holy hell!
We here at Bugz2men do not condone piracy. Please support the official release.
But if there's no official release,
yeah, there's no official release.
Let's not talk about that yet. I don't know. Something about the name makes me feel like it's going to want me to sign a contract, and I'm kind of tied up there.
Here's what I will say.
Yes.
Before Dresden goes on a rant against me.
Cracks knuckles, all right.
I love the fact that it reminds me a lot of the Sogon Blade from fucking Ghost.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
The Sogon Blade is from Go Busters. What the hell are you?
Are you talking about the sunglass slasher or whatever?
Yes, I owned the damn toy, and I try to block Ghost out of my existence.
The Sogon Blade is the Go Busters fucking binocular dagger. Are you actually kidding me right now? I mean, you called your shot at the very least, because yes, I'm going to be making fun of you for it, but god damn, man. Yeah, and like it doesn't even it looks more like Suzune from Saber. Like it looks more like Slash's sword / gun.
Oh yeah, I forgot Saber existed too.
I'm making my way through it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a barrel on it. Okay,
Yeah.
I was looking at the gun mode, trying to figure out where the barrel is. It's that white part. Okay, that makes.
No, the barrel. Yeah, the barrel is the red bit in the middle of the white bit.
Oh,
it's a rail gun.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry,
That's what we're going
I thought it was
all
just
right.
kind of like an implied tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's the gray bit charges up and then the red bit shoots.
Gotcha.
So I actually have a quick question. On this bit down here where my mouse is, you can put a raised buckle there, right?
Yes, it'll fit all of them.
Okay, cool.
And it fully reads them all, even better than the Magnum shooter does, because the Magnum doesn't really do like the Legend Riders very much. It just says Kamen Rider. This will go through everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Like this is the big, if you bought it, it can read it toy of the year.
There's a blade one. There's a blade raised buckle, isn't there?
Yes.
Why would there not be a blade raised buckle, Gary? They just got to 2004 or 2006, and they're just like, never mind. We won't do this one.
There is a raised buckle for every main rider. All of the Rev Ice cast except for like Juga and Over Demons and a couple others, and for some reason Oja.
They'll be in a premium set at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Moving on from there, more Geats stuff. So I have a question about this. So I know his whole shtick is QB, the Fox, Ninetales. You need 2 of these to do the full 9-tail effect, right?
No. If you scroll down a little bit more, keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling. Son of a bitch, they didn't take. Okay, so scroll back up. Okay, yeah, scroll back up again. Up to the. So you see how thick and huge this buckle is?
Yeah.
You pull the front half off.
Yeah.
and then you put that in the other side of the belt, and then you spin it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
the,
cool.
and the revolve triggers the
Yeah, and then revolve puts
flipping.
the full like nine-tailed fox gimmick out there, because like you can see if you scroll down again,
Yeah.
you can kind of see that you've got the foot. Scroll back up
Yeah,
one more.
I see
Yeah. Yeah, see the foot
see the
there,
foot.
and then you see the foot kind of hidden up top.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So yeah, you unhook that, you put it in, flip it, everything pops out and nice and cool. And unlike everything else in this show, except for probably the Yamato thing because it's weird, this does not have an upper half and a bottom half mode. The bottom half of this final form is just itself a fox.
Mm.
He just gets a little friend called the Legend QB. And then the top half goes between either Mark III or it flips, and then when it's in Gates 9, the Mark III is the legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for explaining that, Dresden.
Yes.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed how the revised driver has worked, because
You mean
I
the
have never
driver?
been. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot what it was called. And I was on the wrong series apparently.
Very wrong series.
Very
there,
wrong.
there
I'm
you can
sorry.
see the little.
Sorry. But yeah, just the way this works, I have been legitimately confused, like since day one, unlike how some of this stuff works. And this is it's like intricate but fun. So
I get it. It's like a not quite refined, but like they built off of what made the interaction between the Kiwami and Kachidoki lock seeds so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I mean kind of works because Geats did give a lot of Gaim vibes and does share a writer as not lead writer, but
yeah, it is. No, it is not. It is not a Gen Urobuchi nightmare. It is actually a talented person writing this show.
Yeah.
I know.
Moving on from there, this randomly drops.
Yeah, they're just like, oh hey, yeah, remember how we're doing Sentai figure arts again? Here we go
The
again.
only good King Oger.
Give me the rest of the both enters, and I will love you.
They're not coming, Gary. We're getting Lightning Collection. That's the closest you're getting to figure arts.
But okay, so I covered this last time. Listen, I'm all for saving the environment and crap like that, but thank God they're going back to plastic windows.
I mean, they're doing. Look, it was just a corporate thing. They're doing recycled plastic. They could have done that since day one. But anyway, that's a different topic. This looks cool. This looks pretty. This looks really good.
Well, if anyone needs one, I snagged one on Ami Ami, so
Possibly.
See, I'd be more inclined to get this if I knew for a fact they were doing everyone else. And I know, given the track record, they probably will do him and Jeremy and be done.
No, actually, they can. I said a brief teaser from other releases include this announced perhaps a few art version of Rackley's.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that one's just a recolor. So yeah.
So that's cool. It's 6,500 yen out in October. I believe you guys will grab it on Tokullectibles. Yeah, it's cool.
It's very pretty.
From there, going to Don Brothers for a second. Yeah.
Glass sword. It's a sword. It's a big
sword that I believe Chenis is buying because, well, he has to. Josh has to buy this as well. Because, well, if you guys don't know who Josh is, aka Living Ranger Key, he's the man who collects every Ranger Key, every Lightning Collection figure, and a lot of other stuff.
Every
he doesn't
Lightning Collection figure.
How many Mercs does he have? Like 6?
5. He has
sounds
5.
like hell, personally.
Yeah, it's a lot. but he's very passionate about it, and he's very informative on it. So
You know what, Josh? If you watch this, I hope you do. I still want to get you on here to talk about Lightning Collection at some point because, well, that'd be fun as hell to do an episode on.
yeah,
But also, you know you're gonna end up buying the Cobra Kai figures. You haven't bought them yet, but you will.
I think he has the Sam, the pink one. Yeah, because he got like a deal on it. So he's like collecting them, but now he's like actually waiting for sales on some of them, which is a smart move if Lightning Collection, especially right now. So, but anyway, this thing looks cool.
This thing is pretty.
Is it actually 1/1 scale or is it like pretty close?
Believe so. Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, well, because I know like the toy was already like not, but yeah.
So this is the original, and this is the Memorial Edition. That's also a lot of the reason why people aren't buying like the King Caliber, like whatever the changer is from King Oger.
Caliber.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why people aren't buying the Oger Caliber because like they're just going to do a Memorial Edition next year,
which is fair.
And
I would hold out for that.
Yeah, I know because there's the Tokyo Toy Show this weekend, and they've already shown off the Memorial Hurricane Gyro and the Memorial Abade Changer.
Oh, that is this weekend, isn't it? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, there's 2 Transformers stores I want to hit on because, well, reasons. And one of them is involved something that got revealed last night.
Now, does this thing read the gears? Or does it just interact with the...
Yes, it says the new Zengla sword remains contained with the Avatar gear, and it's released will include a special Dawn-only Tiger Avatar gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it reads the gears, but the gear has to be in the Dawn Blaster for the sword to read it. So it doesn't read them directly, but it reads them through the gun.
Okay,
and
that makes... Okay.
Full transparency, I have two Sentai gears. I have 1 Avatar gear. If you couldn't tell, I'm a whore for Bow Hunter. Yeah, speaking of Josh and Lightning Collection.
Oh yeah, that guy.
This got found. Potential PR Lightning Collection Omega Ranger prototype got found.
I think at this point it's pretty much confirmed it is a Lightning Collection prototype because it was someone in the fandom, and they posted more pictures of it after they got it. So it looks really good. I'm really excited for it.
I'm gonna be dead honest here. The only comics I have for Power Rangers are so I don't know if I told you this. Well, I have the original Masked Rider comic, the one shot that I think Marvel did. I have the
knew they did that.
I have the Image comic Power Rangers Zeo comic on my wall as well.
Ah, yeah, I remember that one.
Linkard did a whole episode of I thought the 4th wall on it. But I also have the Shattered Gray, like the complete collection. I also have the graphic novel that has the Die Ranger suits in it as well. There's
the Squadron Rangers.
Power Rangers Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah, Power Rangers Unlimited. So yeah, I got those, and I haven't read them yet. Yeah, so this is cool. Make sure you're in the Lightning Collection. Buy it.
I'm always excited for more comic stuff. This is gonna be sick when they drop them all.
I want to see Lightning Collections and Mutant Rangers from TMNT, Part 2.
I mean,
I'd actually, those look fucking cool.
Lightning Collection, Yale of Sard, Omega Blue Ranger. That's all I need.
There you go.
I want the giant cat.
Yeah, no, honestly, that'd be sick. Anything from the comics, really, I'm down. Especially the Omega Rangers. Like the Omega Rangers should have been on the line like a long time ago. So I'm glad they're finally doing it. Yes.
Like, because Gary, I don't know if you realize this. Yale of Sard is not. He is not like a Doggy Kruger cat person.
No, this is a cat.
He is a giant white tiger.
Wait, who is this?
Yale, the Omega Blue Ranger, Yale of Sard. He is a giant white tiger that morphs by saying meow
Mm-hmm.
and summons his Zord by saying growl.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't speak, because he is just a cat.
It's not anthropomorphized or
Okay.
anything.
No,
It is
he is
just a giant cat.
Yes, giant
Now-
alien cat on 4 legs.
You have no idea the restraint I'm exercising right now.
Well, I know exactly where you're going to go with this, but I want to just blow your mind for 1 second because I blew Carl and Rob nominated when I did Turkey Dawn with them. Are you guys familiar with Siegfried and Roy?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you guys ever see the cartoon?
No.
No. I didn't even know there
Okay.
was one.
Remind me to send it in the Twitter chat after this is over because
I will not and say that I did.
Well, it's one of those it's one of those movies where it's like it's so weird, and if you're drunk, you'll get a hoot out of it.
Lit.
All right, so I want to go through the next couple of stories here real quick. SH Arts Kamen Rider Punk Jack,
Very
which
pretty.
has monster and beat forms. 99
Oh, so it's the same
again.
figure. You can just swap parts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because
That's-
SH Figure Arts Naga was actually a smaller mold, unlike the Soto or RCF. So they shipped the beat stuff with Punk Jack, both from his one-off special and also just so that you could still do the form change gimmick
Nice.
with the men.
So my question is, with can you use the monster parts on the legs or no?
No, it doesn't spin like that. And
Okay.
also, why would you want to? Have you seen Monster's legs? It's literal clown shoes garbage.
Speaking of clown shoes garbage, glare.
That I might actually buy.
I'm not gonna lie, same. It looks really pretty. It has,
8,200. Yeah, no, my God.
The last one was 9,900. What are you complaining about? You know what? I can't blame you. I'm
I
trying.
mean, I'm like loosely complaining because it's not like I haven't bought a figure art in years, so
I haven't.
Also,
You know what? I don't
current
blame
state
you,
of my
and I'm in the
geeks.
same boat.
Yeah. I sent the current state of my geek shelf to the group chat that we have for this episode, just
I
so
will
that y'all
check that
can
in a
see the
couple of minutes.
insanity that I've gotten with this show.
So Glare is up for pre-order on P Bandai for 85. Glare is 98. I mean, Punk Jack is 98.
nice.
So if you want to buy the Hongo from Shin Kamen Rider, that's 90. Number 0 is 80. Minan Kotaro and Nobuhiko are on here still as well.
Also, something that I did not mention during the actual Shin Kamen Rider discussion, but I thought was really interesting.
Mhm.
The entire movie, they bring up that what is it? Pain and love is one stroke away from each other.
Mhm.
Happiness.
Pain and happiness. Yes, and Ichimanji's name literally translates to one line. So once he gets introduced into the show, things are less bleak and murderous.
Mm. Interesting.
All right.
Because he's
So-
that one line that Hongo needed to actually snap out of his shit.
Oh, that's
That's
cute.
fair.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same. All right. So like I said, Claire's up for pre-order 8,500 yen. You can still grab it. Just a heads up, they will take PayPal paying for the ship FedEx and they charge you right away.
Paying
So
for is super helpful, especially
But
nowadays.
Do his heads pop off though?
I don't know, but
That's
just
all I want is for them to remove the heads.
going off of Will's point, that's how I was able to afford a Black Gold with that open. Oh, and then we gotta talk about this thing. Just going back to Sentai for a second.
Yeah.
God Tarantula, God Cicada, God Pede.
Pede.
Centipede,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, okay, centipede.
Oh,
Well,
peed.
yes.
God
Yes.
peed. Okay, that makes
Yes,
ha ha.
I love the fact that Pete's a chainsaw.
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually kind of cool.
There are not enough
really
giant
cool.
robots with chainsaws.
Honestly, it's a crime, really.
I mean, it's only been like what since Kira Major that we've had one.
I forgot Kira Major existed.
Kira Major was like the best Sentai we've gotten in the last 4 or some years.
Yeah.
You know, you're the Don Brothers stands.
I hated Don Brothers and I hated Zenkaiger.
I love Don Brothers' theme song. That's the only thing I like.
Mm-hmm.
I saw 2 episodes of Zenkaiger and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. I liked Zenkaiger up to when Zox got introduced, and then I'm just like, nah.
I remember.
It looks interesting enough. I've just got too much that I'm juggling right now. If we ever talk about Toku backlogs, I'll go into mine in depth.
Oh, we can talk about Toku backlogs. But real quick, going off of what Dresden was saying about him checking out as soon as Zox was introduced, the night that Zox debuted, I got a text from Shenix saying with a link to a Twitter video of Zox theme song, and I'm like, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this.
Anyway, this robot looks really pretty.
Thanks for the transition.
Yeah, Tarantula Knight looks as good as Jeremy is punchable. Like, no lie, I actively spent the last episode of King Oger going like, yes, shoot him, stab him, punch him in the face.
Shoot him, do it now.
It's funny. I actually have
hey, look, obvious combined mode head.
Right.
Yeah. So I also have a friend whose name is Jeremy and his last name starts with a B. So I texted him a picture of Kumino Soldier super form. He's like, so how does it feel to know that you're an actual Power Ranger? He's like, what are you talking about? I sent him that. He's like, oh, why does that have to be a spider? I hate spiders.
But so the name Spider Kumonos, I know it means like something else, but all I can think of is spider, and then Kumo is spider, and then no is apostrophe S with an S at the end. So his name is Spider Spiders.
That's fair. But yeah, so this is good. This is cool. I want to see the full combination.
Yeah.
I want that castle to stand up and turn into a robot. We know what's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
That wasn't
that thing is a robot. That's not a building. That's a robot.
Like even if you're not following the toys like leaks and stuff, just look at it.
Yeah, that thing is
like,
yeah.
That thing is straight out of B-Fighter Kabuto.
Yeah, that's a Beetle battle base if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. All right. Kamen Rider Punk Jack got a one-off toy special. This is cool. Punk Jack's whole shtick that he's like a punk rocker, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I like it.
But like
it
a failed punk rocker.
Okay.
Like his band went into debt and he's broke.
So he's kind of like any entrepreneur who fails in Shark Tank. Got it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this came out on May 21st. Go enjoy it.
Yes. Gosei Blue, I want to say, is in it as one of the main villains.
I did hear Hyde's in it. Yes.
Fun.
Yes, he's like, and like it's like if you want like the origin of like why Giroli can like pop his shoulders and knees and chest off and control people, watch this movie because that actually explains the GM Riders I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, fun.
Yeah.
All right. I'm skipping over this story to talk about this one because this one's more relevant.
Random thing for the GM Riders. Shuta and Neshi are absolutely just like the DGP's janitors that just keep getting dragged into the weird shit.
Can I just see Tom Constantine Henshin into like a full rider suit now, please?
No, never.
They're saving it for the finale.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be an explosion of him henshining, and then he gets shot in the face by D-End, and then that's how the show ends.
That just sounds like an episode of Kamen Rider Outsiders.
Yeah.
Watch episode 2. Disaster's in it. Disaster's the best character in this entire franchise. I will take no arguments.
I actually watched the first episode of Outsiders with Asakura, and I was like, wow.
So you missed episode 0?
Which one's episode 0?
With Don Kuroto versus Smart Queen Delta, who is totally not Mari, even though she looks like Mari.
I did not watch that. I'll have to find that.
Yes.
Anyway, getting back to more V cinema shit. Tycoon X Shinobi, because everyone's like, where's Shinobi?
Honestly, it's so cool that Shinobi's gotten more stuff.
It is. I wish Quiz and Kikai got anything.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Or Ginga, for that matter. Like.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been a while since I watched Geo. Like almost 2 years at this point. So Quiz was Redbuster.
Yes,
Redbuster was Quiz.
Yeah.
And
then...
Star Ninja was Shinobi, and then Kikai was Kikai to Reboot / Zamigo from Lupin.
Yeah.
Which that was like the following week. Like Zamigo dies, and then suddenly Kikai is just here.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was funny. It's like, hey, I just saw this guy.
Yeah, it's like I just saw this guy, but his hair is different, so I'm just gonna pretend to not notice.
Yeah.
And then they give you the deal with frickin' what's his face in Hibiki that went on to be Zeronos and Deno, and they're just like, oh, it's you again. Now, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So for this, they're also bringing back Kamen Rider, Seacross, Tenzan, and Fuma.
Yep. All the ninja guys.
Except no Disaster, because he is too awesome for this.
Yes.
Okay. So now I want to backtrack to this writer show. A movie that literally took me by surprise. Bicycle movie?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's cool.
So Honda, Beck is Takumi, Yuria Haga as Mari, and Murakami as Kaiba. And he's coming back. And
not as Kusaka, as Kaiza.
That's
weird. Interesting, yeah. Well, considering that we've got like a random Orphanok that just looks like Mari in Outsider Zero, maybe this will actually be a tie-in to that.
Probably.
And kind of explain why like Orphanok are now taking other people's faces.
Oh wait! Oh my god! This is driving me crazy.
Yeah. It's been 20 years. Maybe the Orphanok have changed their game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. There was a show like that where they had an episode where people's faces were getting stolen. Oh, Power Rangers! Wow. There's also False Face from the Batman '66 series.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, I'm excited for this.
The new form looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you for copyright purposes, but they did also say they're going to do Orga's a new season for Orga, Delta, and Saiga.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Saiga's for pre-order on Tokullectibles. I think that's $255 right now, which is fine. I know Vaughn is getting the Orga driver because I think his favorite rider is Orga.
Mm.
So yeah, this is excited. This I will watch because I love Fies. Fies is fantastic.
Fies is garbage. The suit at least looks good now.
We're gonna have an argument anyway.
Look, Fies Blaster is possibly the worst final form we've ever gotten in this entire franchise on looks alone.
I will see that, and I will raise you Saber's final form.
Cross Saber is an entire galaxy of godlike power. That is gorgeous.
Okay, now see, here's something that we can both agree on. I think. What's your opinion on Decade Complete 21?
I love it. It's so stupid.
See, my buddy Mega, Hates that suit.
The only thing that I don't like about Complete 21 is the cape, so I just don't display my Soto with the
literally,
cape.
that's like the I could get behind all of it. It's just the cape, man.
Okay. So this is the DX done next year. This is Jeremy's gun from Teenager. It's cool. The keys don't work in anything Gokaiger related, and the Gokaiger keys don't work in this, but still pretty cool. Makes noises.
Certainly is a gun.
It's a gun, all right. And then something that's more relevant to us here in the States. I know Cal was freaking out about this slightly. Japan World Hero is apparently a thing again, and Go On Red, aka Yasuhisa Furuhara, is going to be there.
Yeah, he certainly is.
And I want to see who else they announced.
They've announced a couple more people, I know.
Yeah, it's an eyesore.
So, Tsuyoshi Nanaka.
Damn, that's a lot of text.
Oh.
Yo, they got Gaia to come? Sheesh.
Yeah, that was their big one they announced the other day.
And Hiroko Sakurai.
Oh god, that
no.
Fire your graphic designer, Japan World Heroes. My eyes hurt.
Yeah.
God, please.
Yeah.
I would like for a con to announce, hey, we're getting oh my god, what's Kanzaki's actor's name? Hold on a second. Kanzaki. Takayuki Tsubaki. Can we get him to another con? And then I'll actually pay money for an autograph because I need to get. I love Blade. Him and Takamasa Suga because I like Dragon Knight more than Ryuki. But him and Takamasa Suga will make me smile.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Get your ticket.
Yeah.
Go support
Banjo's actor is going to be at Anime Expo.
Oh, now I need to go see if anybody has I know it's one Anime Expo.
Well, we don't know if he has a signing. We just know he's part of a panel for something. I can't remember what, but he is definitely going to be at Anime Expo this year.
What's funny is they announced that Ronin Kenshin's going to be there too, and that just became a massive meme in the anime community. It's one of those cases where if you know, you know. I'm not going to bring it up here because for obvious reasons, but if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Kumino Slayer, the sword. Yeah, more toys, more keys.
That one's the changer.
This is the changer.
It is the changer.
It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's cool.
I dig it. I kind of like that it also just like was his mask. I wish there was like a way to like pop off the spider, fold it back up, and if they could like make it like a kid's Halloween mask.
Yeah, it would have been kind of cool.
All right.
Maybe for like the Memorial Edition or something.
Yeah.
I also just dig that it's like a dagger and not like a full sword. So the fact that it's, you know, this long is pretty close to canon. Like we need more daggers in this franchise.
Honestly.
All right. So I have 4 stories left: 2 Transformers, 2 video game. I'll let you guys pick. Do you guys want Transformers first or video games first?
Well, I have to pick neither because I actually have to dip because I have to start getting ready to head out.
Right, because you need to go take care of that wonderful hair of yours.
And I got to get my nails did. They're looking a little chippy, a little gross, and we got to get them looking right for Pride Month. So,
right, Will,
you're putting far more work into your appearance than I am.
Well,
I've got glue in my hair from when I spent the night in the hospital on Thursday, so I need to get that fixed.
Yeah, I got to treat yourself when you can.
Moving on.
Well, thank you for joining us. Where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Willie J. Co. Pretty much.
I have his Twitter and the show and his YouTube channel and the Underdog Locos.
Yeah, as soon as you find me on Twitter, you found me everywhere else because everything is interconnected into that. So, but yeah.
So, Will, like I said, thank you for joining us, man. You're welcome back anytime you want.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. It was nice talking to all of you. Nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your discussion. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks,
Okay?
Will.
See you, Will.
Bye, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.
All right. So I'm just gonna roll through the video game news real quick then, because reasons. One is Tokusatsu related. Spider-Man 2. Like, there's a big Summer Games Fest thing this weekend. For Spider-Man, they revealed the digital deluxe pre-order bonus, and one of the skins is literally Tokusatsu. It's right there. I can't bring it up any bigger, but it says Tokusatsu suit, and it looks badass. And if I had a PS5, I'd buy it, but I have an Xbox Series X because I've had an Xbox ever since 360, and I kind of like having all my games, which is understandable. Moving on from there, I'm talking about this because reasons. Are either one of you guys Mortal Kombat fans?
I am, but nowhere near as big as I used to be.
I'm a fan of the movie.
95 or 2020, whatever.
Both.
Fair enough.
Mostly the newer one is, I think, actually good. The first one is just funny.
So, Dresden, you'll actually appreciate it. So, Kenshi has a skin that's based on Cole from the movie.
Ooh, okay.
Huh.
So Mortal Kombat 1 had an entire 4-minute trailer shown off on Thursday with Jeff Cayley, aka the dude who used to be in charge of game trailers, and now he has done his own thing in the gaming world.
I remember when he had a show on G4.
I remember that too. And then Ed Boon was there too, because we're having Combo Breakers, X-Rays back. I'm just gonna skim through this article here. Base roster is 24 characters, which is fantastic. Shang Tsung's coming back. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Katana, Melina, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Kenshi are part of the roster. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With Shang Tsung, that's 8. We got like 16 more characters to come back. They're doing cameo fighters as well, which is Sonya, Kano, Jack, Sub-Zero, Striker, Goro, and Kung Lao. Kung Lao is probably going to be on the main roster as well. Which leads me to my question for the two of you guys. Who would you like to see on the main roster for Mortal Kombat 1?
Well, Reptile, definitely, if he's not already up there.
I think Reptile's been hinted at.
Oh, okay, let's see. In that case, hold on, I have to mentally rake my mind for all of them, because like at one point, I'm pretty sure I knew all of them. I did own Armageddon, so let's see. You know what? Let's bring back Meat. No? All right. That was worth a try.
Sorry. Ed Boon did also confirm that there's no crypt mode in this game. That kind of makes me mad because I loved exploring the crypt in 10 and 11.
Yeah.
If we're getting a new character, I want some like weird random crossover, like how they had like RoboCop and the Terminator in the past couple of them.
Yeah.
Like
RoboCop, Terminator, strangely not Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, though.
Like,
or Lopan or Superman.
I want.
Well, we got Shang Tsung. That's close enough.
Yeah.
I want Vecna from Stranger Things to be in here.
So
that would be great.
Because of Amazon Italy, we actually got the first 6 DLC fighters revealed. I'll bring those up while I'm thinking about it.
What was that about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah, that's a skin.
Ah. Yeah.
This is from Amazon Italy. Quan Chi, Omni-Man, Ermac, Peacemaker, Takeda, and Homelander.
Okay, I can... Homelander, really? Oh, all right. Well, okay, there we go. We have Superman.
Oh, yeah, we got John Cena.
Yeah, and then
which is basically Superman.
The cameo characters listed in the league are Tremor, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Movado, and Farah.
Okay, you know what? While we're doing the whole corporate synergy thing, put Neo in there. Put frickin' Neo in there, or
Neo
Smith.
Matrix?
No, and Smith.
You know what would be hilarious, but I don't think Toei would let them do this. Put in Ichigo. Come on.
Didn't quite catch that.
Put in Kamen Rider Ichigo. That'd be kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from there, Sub-Zero. I'm looking forward to this. This is like following the continuity reboot from the end of Mortal Kombat 11, which truth be told, I own. I haven't played a lot of the story modes. I've just been dicking around in the towers. All I asked is for one character to come back from the last game. Like, they already brought Kenji back, and I'm so happy about that. Please bring back Baraka again. I love him.
Okay, you know what? Make the cyborgs playable again too.
Cyrex and Sector, yes.
Cyrex, Sector, and Smoke.
I forgot Smoke. I think Smoke was a DLC fighter in MK11.
Was he? Was he a cyborg though? I can't remember.
No. So Mortal Kombat 1 is out September 19th. Switch, PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X. I have it pre-ordered on Series X because, well, I pretty much got the premium edition because I want an extra week to play it. I want to play it a week early, and I get all the DLC a week early too. So that's fun. All right. This got announced last night at the Tokyo Toy Show. Masterpiece Rhinox, because Beast Wars, and that made me very happy because I love Beast Wars. I saw Rise of the Beasts. Rhinox really did nothing, but the fact that they announced an MP Rhinox just made my nerd hearts smile, and that means Jobby's going to apply it and review it because Jobby the Hong loves Beast Wars. And the last bit of news for this week is the new home for G.I. Joe and Transformers comics got revealed. The long and short of it is IDW lost the license for Transformers and G.I. Joe last year, and now they're being done by Image Comics and Skybound Entertainment. And Skybound is going to be now the license holder for Transformers and G.I. Joe comics. So that's the news. Yeah. It's good to see Hasbro still going to do the Transformers comics. As you guys can tell behind me, I'm a massive Transformers fan.
Like I said, I'm kind of hands off with Transformers these days, but like I'm glad seeing Beast Wars actually finally get its due. I do still have my Masterpiece Cheats where I wish I'd picked up the Transarts Leopard Commander. Because like I swear that Transmetal's Cheetor is like the perfect toy. Like genuinely the best Transformer ever made. And you pull yep.
Yeah. I bought an MP Primal off of Chosen Prime last year. So I saw a bunch of them at TFCon, and I'm like, I can't do it because I have no way to get it home because I wanted to keep the box. And the only way I could get it was through Chosen Prime because they did FedEx and a bunch of other awesome stuff. So Chosen Prime, good site. Dresden, are you into Transformers at all?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, we can have a quick conversation about Transformers then. Are either one of you seeing Rise of the Beasts?
No, I'm seeing it next week because I just saw Spider-Man last night.
Yeah, that's something I'm putting off for another week or two just because time hasn't really worked out for me lately.
That's fair. What I will say is Rise of the Beasts is fun. Don't listen to the critics. It's an incredible movie. It's probably the best Transformers movie we've gotten since the 2007 movie.
That's a pretty high bar, but then again, I'm someone who considers Dark of the Moon the best one so far.
Dark of the Moon is fun too. I didn't see Bumblebee. I'm like halfway through it. I fell asleep. Don't ask. But yeah, Transart is killing it as well. I want to grab their Transmetal Megatron that they did
Yeah.
because that's arguably one of the best figures that I've ever seen in my life.
And it won't explode.
Yeah. Yeah, or you can just hunt down the Metals Megatron too, because that won't explode either.
Well, yeah, but at that point, you're pretty much saying paying the same price.
Did either one of you guys get the HasLab Victory Saber?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right, Dresden, are you getting any Death Zaros?
Probably not, because I missed the pre-order for not the pre-order for it, but I don't know if it's not like $600 on the aftermarket, maybe.
I missed the pre-order window for Victory Saber, and I paid like almost $400 for mine because, as Reggie says, and Chinese will also test this, I'm also horrible with saving money.
I haven't met a single person who isn't, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. I love this fit. Tali's right. This is one of the best figures ever created for Transformers.
My hands aren't quite as nimble as they used to be, but I can still transform that thing with one. It is, without a doubt, one of my favorite toys of all time. Like, not even exaggerating. Top 3, easy.
It's funny, and then and then we'll do our outro and stuff. This was a couple of years ago. One of my holy grails growing up as a kid was Cybertron Galvatron. And then every other time I found one on eBay, they want over $200. I'm like, I'm not doing that for a one figure. Then I bought Black Gold Ultimate Type and then you can see where this is going. But I found a Galaxy Force Galvatron on Facebook for $125, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then guy was like, yeah, and the other guy never got back to me. Give money now, it's yours. And I bought the Cyber Key off of Transformer Land for $45 because, well, for some strange reason, that Cyber Key alone is worth $45.
Yep.
Like a lot of gimmicks around that time, those things are probably pretty easily lost. So,
yeah. But what's even crazier is I had a conversation with my other Transformers friends about figures that you would never sell. Galvatron's one of them because I got that for $125. I got a complete Galaxy Force Optimus Prime for the repaint for $15. I got a complete Build King for $1. And I think that's actually enough question about Transformers. So Tali, where can people find you on the internet?
Not really anywhere. I'm on Twitter for now up until it crashes and burns forever. At Super Talisman CD, that's all one word. I'm also on Discord under the name Super Talisman because they recently forced that on me. So if you ever want to hear me complain about absolutely everything under the sun, talk about aircraft and military aviation, or just talk your ear off about Samurai Troopers and Ronin Warriors, and occasionally Sailor Moon, that's where you'll find me. I will warn you. I will make you watch that show. At gunpoint if I have to. You won't see it, but it'll be there.
I've already seen it.
But you haven't seen the OAVs, have you?
I haven't seen the OVAs. They're on my list.
Like I said, at gunpoint. Dresden, I'll do this one for free.
Hell yeah.
Dresden, before I get murdered, where can they find you?
I am on Twitter at Dresden_Nova. Discord is the same. You can usually find me barely not getting into trouble in the Sotopop Discord server. Otherwise, I am kind of a perennial Twitch mod for a bunch of people. Drama King Matt, Karate Bug Mom, Miss Scarlet Tanager. So yeah, find me over on there, and I will ban you if you get out of line.
If I ever get back into streaming a lot on Twitch, I'll let you know. I'll use you as a mod.
Oh god, yeah. Like I have been in I have been in the shit with some Twitch mods. Like I was there, Fallout 4 release day. Spoilers everywhere in chat, banning as fast as I could. I was there at the Portland police protests. Nazis everywhere.
Wait, what?
Yeah, one of my friends that I mod for live streamed the Portland police protests.
Oh dear God!
And my Nazi banning finger was fast that night.
Oh,
You're doing God's work.
Well, thank you for your service, Justin. As for me, you guys can find me at gbase93 on Twitter,
For now,
gbase93 on YouTube. Don't look anywhere else. What?
You can find him 6 feet under when I get my hands on him.
Note to self will carry mace on me at all times. I mean, what? But yeah, Tali, Dresden, thank you guys for joining me. Dresden, thank you for taking Reggie's job temporarily, because I do appreciate you guys straight up. Yeah. I don't know when the next episode's going to be. Reggie's going to have some some reviews up very soon for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, keep circulating the links. Talk to us on Twitter. And yeah. So until next time, guys, it's Gary signing out, saying goodbye, and all other fun stuff.